welcome to Streetsmart Business TV. Now, are you ready to make some serious money? If so, then you need to master the S word. What is the S word? Well, it's not sex, sadly. It's sales. Sales is the S word, and sales is where the money is. You must master sales if you want to have a truly successful company and if you want to make millions of dollars for yourself. The moment that I mastered sales and marketing in my organisation was the moment that I started to dominate and the moment that I started to make serious money for the first time in my life. So how did I manage to master sales? Well, quite simply, it's because I learned not to sell. See, when I changed my attitude and instead of flogging things to clients, saying, here, buy my stuff, and I swapped that 360 degrees to, hey, listen, how can I help you, sir? You've got a problem? I think I have a good solution, but tell me more about your problem. Soon as I swapped to that sort of dynamic in the relationship, my sales went through the roof. So, I stopped selling nearly, 9 or 10 years ago. And as a result, nearly anyone that I want to do business with today, I generally end up doing business with. Why? Well, quite simply because I have their interests at heart. And the way that you get their interests at heart and the way that you help them realise you have their interests at heart is you need to understand what's going on in their head. See, quite simply, if you've got a prospect, chances are they've got a problem of some sort. And if you use our marketing strategies that we teach you, then the prospects will be attracted to you. They would have sought you out and had you positioned as the expert before they're even communicating with you. So, once they come into your circle of influence, what I want you to be doing is forgetting about trying to prescribe solutions to people. What I want you to do is just listen. We've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and I want you to listen to the client and try to determine what's really going on in their head and what problems they're facing in their business, in their life, and whatever brought them into your environment. It comes down to every dynamic in life comes down to a sale of some sort. And the more you can listen and the more you can understand your prospect, the more you're going to end up having a client on the other end. This relates to relationships, it relates to businesses, it relates to just about anything. Learn to listen to your client, learn to understand what they're going on about, and then, only then, once you fully understand the situation that's going on between their ears, can you start to recommend solutions to them. Now, I mean this quite sincerely. And before you start recommending solutions to the individuals, I want you to tick a couple of boxes for me. Number 1, see, you've got to let them realise that you have the right to give them advice. So you do that by providing things like social proof, things like testimonials from other individuals. And this is even before you're starting to make the sale to them. So you let them know of all the other people that have had successes because they've followed your advice as well. You also want to let them know that there's no risk. Okay, so if they take your advice and if they use your solution, you've got a guarantee there so that, nobody likes making the wrong choice. So if they use your services, you've lowered that risk of anything going wrong for them. And finally, just make sure you've built that trust with them before you even start to prescribe the solution to them. Because when you build that trust, when they know that you've got their interests at heart, when they know, like and trust you, that sale is going to turn up on your doorstep faster, quicker, easier than you ever thought possible. So to become a master of sales, and ladies and gentlemen, don't sell. Just try to understand your prospects' needs and then give them the best solution. Steve and Dan, thank you for being here. Now they own a company called Christchurch Removals right now, and they actually became partners about a year and a half ago or something, was it?
Yeah, a year and a half ago at our first event, which was the Freedom to Frustration event in Sydney.
Okay, yeah.
So I brought Dan over as a mate of mine. We weren't in business at the time. I just thought it would be great for him to see what I'd been reading about as well. And then I quickly realised after the first seminar that Dan was in the same business with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want him having all these marketing ideas and using them against me. so I decided to discuss the options of a partnership with him, and that's where it all began.
Fantastic. Now, I remember one of the first things that we did when we started working together was I sat down with all of you and I said, now guys, tell us the end game. What is it that we want to achieve? Do you remember that? Do you remember we said, right, what is it we're all about? Not just we're getting together. What's our bigger picture here? You remember that?
I do.
And we sort of then determined, I'm not going to go into individual strategy because that's not fair on your company. I'm not going to reveal that here on this interview. But once you had the clarity and once you knew where you were heading, what sort of things have occurred since that year and a half? Tell me where you've gone. Once you actually knew the end goal, did it help you actually start pulling other things into the business in a structural way?
We had to just sort of break down the business and just have a look at what we're doing wrong. And before we had this, everything was us. We were the only ones that could do it right, so we had to do it all. And now we've had to stand back and just go, right, we've got to look at things, make sure people are accountable for what they're doing, and just watch what they're doing and just not give up on what you say something, you've got to carry it on.
It's not clicking your fingers and paying some money and instantly you got a huge business, is it? You guys have had your head down and your backside up. Is that true?
We've definitely worked hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, guys, this is no better roses. You're in business. I know so many millionaires, I know so many billionaires, and none of them take it easy. If you want results, you've got to put the effort in. And because the people that get great results, the people that deserve to get great results. And guys, whenever I've asked you to do something, bang, you're out there and you're hooking into it. So what do you reckon would be the biggest message overall to share with the people, the viewers that are watching this? What do you think would be the biggest message overall that you could share with them?
One of the biggest things for me is nothing happens overnight. It takes time and it just takes a recipe. And if you follow the recipe, you'll get results.
Mm-hmm. My biggest thing is just set goals and we do as we're told, basically.
Alright everyone, it's Q&A time. Now Michael, who have we got this week? Okay, so this is from Joe. J-O, that's interesting. We're starting up the path of an entirely new business. It'll be an online model. Apart from the actual work of developing the site, what 3 things would you advise us to focus on during this early stage of preparation and planning? Well, good question, Joe. Now, understand this, being online in business is exactly the same as being offline. The problem is that most people, because they can get a URL for $10, they don't treat their website seriously enough. You think about it, if you paid $1 million for that website, or even $500,000 or even $50,000, do you think you would keep that website up to date? Do you think you'd monitor the amount of people that are coming in there? Do you think you'd be doing everything you can to get massive traffic into there, targeted traffic? Of course you would. So number one, I want you to stop thinking about your website as a $10 or $100 or even a $10,000 website. I want you to imagine you've spent $1 million on that website. And then what you've got to do is treat it like it was a shop, so like it was Myers. So with Myers don't put their shopping centre in the back streets of, say, Mount Druitt. What they do is they put their shopping centre where there's massive traffic coming past and targeted traffic so that they can get individuals that have got money in their pockets to come in and see what they have to sell. It's exactly the same with you. You've got to get your message out there onto the internet where people can find you, and you bring that massive traffic past your site so that they can actually see your website. Now, when they're walking past your site, Joe, what you got to do, just like with Myers, you know how they spend a fortune on all their window displays, okay? So you got to do exactly the same thing with your landing page. When they see that site and they see you instantly, they have to know they've come to the right place. You got maybe 2 or 3 seconds max to grab their attention. So you better have something very compelling to sell to them, to grab their attention so they know they're at the right spot. And then if that happens, you've got a very good chance of having a successful site. I hope that helps. Until next time, bye for now.